Hey y'all, it's your legal bestie, attorney Simone, and I am so happy today to talk to you and clarify a myth that was created about the Tasha K controversy with her settlement. Now, Tasha K recently took to social media and said that she had two production companies that were ready, willing, and able to pay Cardi B the debt that was owed to her, but that Cardi refused because it is Cardi's goal to bankrupt Tasha K. Let's take a listen.
I had two production companies that came to me and said, we want to pay the money. So there needs to be a collaborative effort here. I said, okay, go to the other party. The other party didn't even respond.
The other party, Cardi B.
They put up $1 million, they put up $2 million. They said, make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. I went and got that money, and it wasn't even going to come from me. It was coming from two other production companies. These are facts. So for everybody out here, oh, Tasha broke, Tasha ain't got this. My thing is, like, if the money needed to be paid, it could have been paid. But the problem was they didn't want it from me. I mean, they didn't want it from nobody else. They wanted it from me because that would have financially crippled me. But, people that know how to make money know how to go get money. And when I showed up to the table with that money, lawyers didn't want to entertain the conversation. When somebody's saying, give me a number. And you know who offered the money? You want to know who offered the money? I'm going to tell you one person that offered the money. Shout out to Tilo from Now That's TV.
All right, so we're going to fact check this. Now, first of all, this is who Tilo is. Tilo actually is the guy, he was married to Carly Red. They've now divorced. At one point, she was getting $18,000 a month in temporary spousal support, even though at the time she was married to him for less than a year. So he has money, and That's TV is like a new network that's coming on streaming TV, etc. Now let's get to the truth. The truth of the matter is Tasha K is out here lying again by omission. Now the truth is that yes, Tasha did in fact have a production company that was willing to put up money to basically pay off her Cardi B debt. But lying by omission is when you omit a critical fact that would make your statement true. The problem was this has never been about the money. What Cardi wanted was for Tasha K to take down the videos, which have now been taken down, and to agree to not talk about Cardi B in the future. Tasha K was willing to have these people pay money on her behalf, but was not willing to agree to not talk about Cardi B. So that is why Cardi didn't entertain any of the conversations. Because Cardi's lawyers have said from the very beginning, since before this case was even filed, that unless any settlement discussions included an agreement to not talk about Cardi in the future, there would be no deal. See, you don't get to defame people and then decide what they should accept as settlement, especially when you are offering them less than 100% of what is due. So specifically here, Tasha K, in the beginning, Cardi B had told Tasha K, hey, look, yes, I filed this lawsuit against you, but just take the videos down and agree to not talk about me or my family in the future. You don't even have to pay me any money. I will dismiss it all. Tasha K said, hey, I can't agree to that. You are so famous that I can't promise you that in the future, I won't want to talk about you. Remind you, this whole situation started in 2018. And so Tasha K's right? She recently was just talking about Stefan Diggs, Cardi B's baby daddy. And so I did a whole video. I'll link the video in the description to that whole debacle. But here, Tasha K fails to tell people. She says, oh, this is Cardi trying to bankrupt me. No, this is Cardi ensuring that if I give you a deal, which is me accepting less than the $4 million plus interest that I'm not only entitled to, but that you actually have the ability to pay over time. You may not have it overnight, but over time, you clearly shown the ability to pay. If I'm going to accept something less than the 100% of the $4 million you owe me, it has to come with an agreement that you leave me the heck alone. Can you blame her? Can you really blame her? Here's the other fun fact. I'm going to put on the screen. This is the actual non-disparagement agreement. So what ultimately happened is this was when they came to the agreement of the bankruptcy plan, which happened in February of 2025. Here's the bankruptcy plan that Tasha ultimately had to agree to. See, with bankruptcy, the bankruptcy trustee takes over Tasha K's right to say what she is and ain't finna do. Because the bankruptcy trustee represents Tasha K in a sense, but also the rights of the creditors. So what happened here is, in the end, Tasha K had to agree to leave Cardi alone and quit talking about her anyway. Here's the provision. I'll hit it real quickly. Non-disparagement clause. As a condition of Tasha K's bankruptcy plan of reorganization, Tasha K, on behalf of herself, her estate, her heirs, all her affiliated companies in which she has a direct or indirect interest, meaning even the ones that she done shifted to her husband's name, okay? It says that she agrees not to publish any derogatory, disparaging, or defamatory statements about Cardi B, her family members, and or any other entities owned or controlled by Cardi B. It even goes into describing who is family, which includes kids born prior to or after the lawsuit, her husband, her siblings, parents, step-parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. Note it doesn't say baby daddy, because I don't think at any point in the law did the law ever consider that a woman would have both a husband and a baby daddy. That's a whole nother situation. Nonetheless, in the end, Tasha had to agree not to talk about Cardi B, but now she had to agree and she got to pay the $4 million. So that begs the other question that people have asked, which was, well, why didn't Tasha K just pay the money to Cardi herself as opposed to having her potential investors pay it? So here's the thing. If Tasha K was willing to pay 100% of the debt and just pay that up, Cardi B can't ask for this non-disparagement. The only reason that non-disparagement agreement is in play was because Tasha K was asking for a bankruptcy payment plan. However, let's say Tasha K had someone willing to pay just the whole $4 million. Hey, even if Cardi didn't want to accept the $4 million from Tasha, it would have to come directly from Tasha. Cardi B would have no choice, and Cardi B would not have the right to add in a non-disparagement provision. In other words, if a jury says you owe $4 million, if you pay that $4 million, the victim doesn't get to add no provisions. But what happens here, though, is if you have somebody, if number one, you're trying to negotiate to pay less than 100%, the victim has a right to say, I'll take less than 100% under these conditions. Here, the condition was you shut up talking about me. That's what happened here. Number two. So the other question is, all right, well, how come now that's TV or whoever the investor was, why don't they just pay 100% of the debt? That way Tasha K can talk all she wanted about Cardi B, etc. Let's say this is assuming this was before the bankruptcy plan was entered, right? Because that's when they had these talks. Before this whole plan was entered, you see the date at the top of here is February of 25. So assuming this was before the plan was entered and Tasha K had her investor pay 100% of what was due, all $4 million straight to Cardi B, well, they're not going to do that, because that means that entity would not. Well, number one, they didn't want to do that because they wanted a discount. Number two, Cardi B gets to say, I don't want it from you. I do want it from Tasha K because I want it from Tasha K with that agreement. But Tasha K cannot pay all four directly. She cannot afford to pay all four directly to Cardi B due to the fact that if the investor gives Tasha the $4 million and then Tasha pays it to Cardi, Tasha's got to pay taxes on that $4 million, just like it was income in her pocket. So in that case, rather than paying $4 million, Tasha would need to get about $6 million from her investors because she has to allocate for the fact that she's got to pay 40% in taxes, 40, 50% in taxes, depending on how the taxes work. So in the end, yes, Tasha K did have an investor that was willing to pay Cardi, but Tasha was not also willing to shut up talking about Cardi. And so that, ladies and gentlemen, is the true reason why Cardi B did not entertain accepting less than 100% of the money, because under no circumstances was Cardi willing to go to trial, incur all of those costs, take less than 100% of what she was owed without an agreement to shut up talking about her. Now, Tasha K agreed to shut up talking about her because the bankruptcy court mandated it. And Tasha K's got to pay all $4 million over the next 4 years. I'm your legal bestie, attorney Simone. Drop down below. Drop down below. Let me know what other topics you want me to cover. And you can always go to my website, SimoneRedwine.com. Scroll down to book Simone, book or hire Simone, and you can get a consultation with me starting at just $200. Have a great day. It's your legal bestie, attorney Simone. And this is Girl, Is That Legal?